Good morning. It's Thanksgiving. It's Thursday morning here in McAllen, Texas. The chapter or the chapter and verse that popped out at me this morning was Proverbs 24, verse 16. For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. For the evil ones fall when calamity strikes. Isn't that something? I'm like, looking back at my life, I'm going, how many times have I fallen and risen again? So far, like 6 or 7, right? And we had a memorial service for my wife Natalie last night, and at our church, it was not what I'd hoped for. It didn't have. It had my mom there and Pastor Clark there and his family. There was some people there that knew Natalie, loved Natalie. But they're just the people from church. They weren't the other people who's got to know her. That they weren't there, but I wasn't. They're not going to our church anymore, right? So that's why she'll have a service in Massachusetts on the 3rd, and I'm bringing her ashes up there. And I have to Monday morning or tomorrow morning, Friday morning. I'm gonna be driving up. I'm gonna stop in Pensacola for a day or two to see my youngest son, Colin, and Roy Jones Sr. And then I'm gonna be heading up to Virginia Beach on Monday. And then Wednesday's the service. So I think Wednesday's the 3rd. I gotta check my calendar. May have a little more time than I thought. And then come back down to Virginia Beach, and then Pensacola, then to Houston, and then back down to the valley. It was my mom wanted to talk so bad, talk about Natalie, And she got me this little light. She made this wreath and a light. It's like a candle, but it's a light. And it looks like a candle, smells like a candle, but it's a light. And it's like the perfect nightlight, right? And my buddy Ugo told me I had to do something to memorialize Natalie. I'm not keeping any ashes. You know, everybody in my family and my friends from the SEAL teams, yeah, that have been cremated end up having their ashes dumped in the Gulf of Mexico. Nobody's hanging on to ashes, you know. And somebody gave her ashes to her family, and for me, you know, what I have to memorialize her is like every time I do pull-ups, you know, I'll think of her, right? Every time I do push-ups, I'll think of her, you know. Every time I eat clam chowder, I'll think of Natalie, you know. But Mom gave me this little light, because Natalie was a light, you know. That smile, you know, and she just is the sweetest soul. And, she sure did her, you know, rising, you know, from falling. She surpassed 7 times, you know. She'd gone through a lot, crazy amount in her life. And I think she had a bypass surgery done, and then right after that, she was healthy. She was running and everything, and right after that is when she had her stroke. And she thinks they did something happened. She thinks that something happened when she had her surgery that caused the strokes. They were like a whole bunch of like really quick and rapid succession strokes she had, right? And you know, they'd never let her see her medical record or nothing from that, you know. I mean, it's over now, right? But those are things that, you know, little doubts she always had in her mind, you know. And you know, she had when she was, you know, young, you know, she's like 20, I guess, or maybe even young, 18. She got pregnant, love of her life, and he went to Vietnam, and at 5 months into her pregnancy, she had a miscarriage, and then 2 days later, this young guy, she gets news that he died in Vietnam. And the only way she could resolve it was that you know, he was up there in heaven taking care of their baby, you know. And you know, and they would give her bad news about, you know, her cancer. She'd tell the doctor, just give it to God. And he'd be, he didn't know how to take that. He never knew how to take it, right? You know. And I really liked her oncologist. He did everything he could to, from all the way to the end. You know, he was doing everything he had in his power to save her. You know, there were a couple things early on, like her bleeding and stuff like that, that they categorized as kidney stones. It was probably the beginning of the tumor in her bladder, and then like right after that, she had this little mini stroke, right? That was probably the beginning of the tumor in her brain, and but they didn't catch it, you know, and misdiagnosed, I guess. You know, but they I can tell there was times, you know, she was having her vision was being affected. I'm sure that was to do with the tumor. You know, I don't know. We're gonna have a long drive, a long trip, and taking her ashes up. She'll be sitting in the passenger side right next to me. So, all right, I'm gonna do a 4-mile run, and then eat my breakfast, and then I got 11 o'clock at Cracker Barrel meeting Mom and Jose. All right, have a great day.